Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Well, we're going to play game 2, and just now finding out we're going to have a national anthem. So we'll go to the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Starting lineup bumper. We'll be right back.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Welcome back to the Full Count Broadcast Network. Now it's time for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineup.
And now the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups for the visitors. The Full Count Rhythm 21-10 after the loss in game 1. Nolan Sargent will lead off. He'll play center field. John Paul Head in right field batting second. Devin McCarron is the shortstop batting third. Playing third base and hitting cleanup is Jake Merrick batting fifth. Aaron Beeman, the new catcher for Full Count. He'll bat fifth. Blake Carter, the DH, hits sixth. Nate Webb out at first base, batting seventh. Elijah Stockton back out at second base, hitting eighth. Parker Staborski batting ninth, playing left field, and on the mound for the Rhythm, Lake Morris gets his first start, second appearance of the year. The rising sophomore to Belmont University, formerly at Hendersonville High School. He'll face the lineup for the Flash. It goes like this. Hunter Vaughn back in the leadoff spot. He's going to be the DH here in game 2. Dane DeWeese playing center field, batting second. Hayden Jones is back at third base, hitting third. Jackson Sparks moves up to the cleanup spot. He is the left fielder. Andy Lee behind the plate, bats fifth. Nick Thomas over at first base, hits sixth, batting seventh. Jackson Pruitt, the second baseman, and Drew Eisenberg moves up to the 8 hole. And he'll play right field. Alex Satterfield over at shortstop for the Flash. He'll bat ninth. And on the mound, Wyatt Colvin for the Flash, a redshirt senior at Hanover University from Prospect, Kentucky. A right-hander getting his fourth start of the year. And it's his 8th appearance. 2-0 record, 26 innings pitched, 23 hits, 15 runs allowed. 12 of those are earned. 9 struck out. 19 has plunked 3 batters, and I guess I could figure his ERA. Again, if you're just joining me for game 2, if you look in Game Changer, their ERA is figured on 7 innings, and that is just not college baseball. So 12 earned runs times 9 divided by the innings pitched is 26. His earned run average is 415. If you figure that on a 7 inning, it's a lot better. Probably down in the 3s. So thanks to Chick-fil-A of Rivergate for being the title sponsor this year for the Full Count Rhythm. The Chicken Man, Todd Hunley, and his lovely wife, Linda. They were host home family earlier this year, but both of their players have since left as we are set for baseball. And Nolan Sargent starts us off with a AAA autoglass foul ball. 7:26 is the start time. And the sun has gone down. Let's see what our game time temperature is. 81 degrees, feels like 88 as Sergeant grounds a 2-hopper over to Satterfield for out number 1. John Paul Head will stand in, was hitless in game 1. Game time temperature brought to you by Stitches by Cindy. I need to go over there. Probably going to go over there tomorrow, drop off a couple of shirts. See if I can get the Full Count Rhythm logo on. His head has to move away from the inside pitch. Did draw a walk in his last at-bat. Lines one down to right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is fair. Eisenberg will get to it. It had a little bit of a kickback action toward the right fielder. The ball gets away from the shortstop, but John Paul will stay at first base as he gets his first knock of the doubleheader. A 1-out line drive to right field. He likes to go to right field. And Devin McCarron steps to the plate. PA man here has never come down and asked me how to pronounce a name on the Full Count Rhythm roster. Wyatt Colvin finished his freshman year at Hanover. Okay, where it says a redshirt senior. McCarron does in his first at-bat in game 2 what he did in his first at-bat in game 1, and that's wave at a pitch out of the strike zone. So thank you to Don Colvin Haggard, who's listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network. McCarron now 0-2 count. And the Nats have shown up after I brought a hamburger to the broadcast table. Throw over and John Paul Head back in. McCarron 0 for 3 in game 1. I don't ask why they pronounce their name that way. And that's an 0-2 pitch right at his melon. That's not fun. Just ask John Paul Head, who got one in the head. At Hoptown a couple of weeks ago. Runner takes off and the ground ball into the hole, backhanded by Satterfield. He jumps in the air just for aesthetics, but does not make a throw. Could not get a handle on it, and McCarron with a infield single. And 2 are aboard. Jake Merrick comes to the plate. When you're this close to the river, you got to expect some pests around. Just thankfully and hopefully that it's not mosquitoes. Stopper to the pitcher. And a high throw and a nice foot switch over there by Nick Thomas to go from the left foot to the right foot to retire Merrick on the first pitch that he sees. And now the first rhythm at bat for Aaron Beeman. Beeman, catcher and corner infielder. He's from Centennial High School. Plays for the Asbury College Eagles. Takes ball 1. Son of Brian and Denise. They're in Franklin, Tennessee. Also, younger brother to Andrew and Alec. Is a granddad and a grandma in Sheridan Lake, Colorado. Pops that one up and out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball. And a Gigi in Loveland, Colorado. So he's got places to go when it's skiing season. I'll make the change for Wyatt Colvin. Throws a pitch down in the dirt. Taken for ball 2. I believe Wyatt has faced full count at least once. Drilled into left field. That's a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third base as Jackson Sparks playing pretty shallow over in left field. Now runners at the corners in the Framework Athletics first run of the game, driven in by Aaron Beeman, who gets an RBI single in the first at-bat as a full count rhythm player. 3 hits in the inning as John Paul Head comes in to score his 35th run of the year. Now Blake Carter, a couple of knocks in game 1, stands in. Breaking pitch right across the plate for a called strike. Full count got on the board first in game 1, but then gave up 5 unanswered. Carter couldn't hold up on the low pitch. Swings through that one. From the Webb School, Blake Carter, the DH in this ball game. Fly ball as a runner was going into shallow center field, and it's going to drop right in front of Dane DeWeese. He throws it all the way to the plate, but a bloop RBI single by Blake Carter drives in the second run of the ball game, and the Rhythm lead 2-0. Shallow hit fly ball. Back-to-back hits brought to you by Old Hickory Bats. Beeman ends up over at third base. And now Nate Webb stands in. Nate's Baba, his grandfather, is here. Met him in between games. He takes a healthy cut. Foul tips that one into the mid. Webb grounded into a 5-4-3 game-ending double play in the top of the 7th inning. Was 0 for 3. That's a pop up on the right side. It's in foul territory, but playable for Nick Thomas over by his dugout. Or out number 3. But the Rhythm scored 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors. 2 runners were left aboard. And the Rhythm had the early 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Blake Morris out on the mound for the Rhythm, 5'11", 170-pound rising sophomore at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. He's a Bruin. He's from Gallatin, Tennessee, went to Hendersonville High School, the son of Eric and Nicole Morris, brother to Carly, and the grandson of Grammy in Hendersonville. Second appearance for Full Count, got an inning in the other day, his first outing of the season. Did not allow a hit or a run, did walk 2 batters. Getting the start here on the road. He'll face Hunter Vaughn, Dane DeWeese, and Hayden Jones. Vaughn led off in game 1. He went 0 for 3. Drew a walk as the sidearm delivery from Morris in there for a called strike. Aaron Beeman behind the plate for his first half inning of defense. It got all over Vaughn, who grounds one down to third base. Merrick throws on the run and a strike to Nate Webb. The first batter retired. A nice play there by Merrick. He had to charge and throw going away from the bag. I'll put a star by that one. Dane DeWeese stands in on the right hand batter's box. He was 1 for 2, also walked as he takes a pitch right down Broadway. Vicky Maloney back for game number 2. Says, let's go Rhythm. Changed him up, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. The 0-2. Off-speed pitch and another hopper to Merrick. He dusts it off and throws a strike over to Webb. Might have taken just a hair, almost a hair too long. DeWeese gets down the line pretty quickly. We used to call that the casual corner. When you get it, take a look at it, count the stitches, and then throw it. Hot corner fielder right here. Hayden Jones stands in. Talked to him a little bit, and that hit his hand. That breaking pitch just nicked Hayden Jones' hands, and he reaches on the hit by pitch. A little wrinkle curveball there from Lake Morris that came in. Jones did not reach base in game 1. He went 0 for 3. Talked to him. He was at MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University last year, and he said he's not going back. He's going to Brescia University here in Kentucky. Jackson Sparks, he's heading to Indiana State D1 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Had a heck of a start in his first appearance. Homered in his first at-bat and then hit a bases-loaded triple in his next. Popped out to McCarron, the shortstop, in his third at-bat. Sparks ducks under a breaking pitch, but it came around above the plate. So 2 out, 1 on. Rhythm lead 2-0. Tapper foul at the plate. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Andy Lee, the catcher. Sparks from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Incoming freshman, 6'2", 215-pound, good-looking player right there. Is like Nate Webb, the incoming freshman at first base, going to Belmont, and they're going to be facing each other as there's a Safeware strikeout. Belmont University retires the soon-to-be Indiana State Sycamore on strikes. And 2-0, still the score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner is left aboard. We are headed to the second. Rhythm up 2, looking for some Country Financial Zach Williams insurance runs.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, That's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Elijah Stockton, Parker Staborski in the top of the lineup to face Wyatt Colvin, not a senior, a freshman at Hanover University. Stockton takes a pitch outside for ball one. Elijah 1 for 3 in game one. A couple of strikeouts. Fouls that one straight back. And Colvin gets ahead. Elijah from Gallatin, Tennessee. It's on the hands there. Pops one down, foul down the left field line. Jackson Sparks gives it a run, but can't catch up to it. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. You weren't with us in game one. The Flash defeated the Rhythm 5-1. Full count got the first run of the ball game. In the second inning, Flash scored 1 in the bottom of the second and then 4 in the third, and that's all that was scored. Stockton, a left-handed hitter facing the right-handed Colvin. That's high in the air into center field. DeWeese will have no trouble with this. He makes the catch for out number 1. Now Staborski did not play in game one. Plays at Catawba, formerly at Lenore Rhine, where Jackson Benjamin played. He swings at the first pitch, grounds a 2-hopper to second base. Pruitt throws on the run to retire Staborski. 2 are out quickly here in the second inning. Now the top of the lineup, Nolan Sargent grounded out the shortstop in his first plate appearance. Sargent was 2 for 3 in game one. Had a double. Run scored. Takes ball 1. Nope. They're going to say he took a hack. Hard for the umpire at first base to see a swing from a left-handed batter. But they check anyway. I would think that the umpire would have been able to see that better than a first base umpire. But they checked and he said, yes, he went. Ground ball to second base. Pruitt gloves and throws on to first for a 1-2-3 inning. After the Rhythm had 4 hits in the first, retired all 3 batters, did Wyatt Colvin. A couple of ground outs and fly out. We will head to the bottom of the second inning. Rhythm lead 2-0. Thanks to all of you that are watching and listening on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in their relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Five, 6, and 7 due to face Lake Morris here in the second inning. Morris tied 3 of the 4 batters that he faced. He had lightly nicked Hayden Jones, the third baseman, on the hand in that first inning, but came back to strike out Jackson Sparks to end the inning. Andy Lee, Nick Thomas, Jackson Pruitt to face Lake Morris. Is in between innings game of cornhole takes just a little bit longer than anticipated. Lake Morris has to wait, maybe by design. Sneaky. First pitch to Andy Lee is ball to strike. Might have been a hair down. Lee did not play in game 1. Long-time Flash player. It's got to be 3 years at least. Could be 4 as he lines one to the shortstop, Elijah Stockton, who got up on his tall shoes and makes a catch on the medium line drive. I think he landed in the grass of the outfield to make the out. Now Nick Thomas with a great walk-up song. Love it. That's an oldie. Who is that? Is that Casting Crowns? He looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Don't hear a whole lot of contemporary Christian songs as walk-up songs for these players, so I'm going to give Nick Thomas his props as he swings and misses. He's an LSU Eunice Bengal from Jessup, Georgia. It shows he's an incoming freshman, but now that I learned that one of them is not right, now you begin to question all of them. Isn't that right, Don Colvin Haggard? How many of these other classifications are not accurate? Swing and a miss, and Nick Thomas is a Safeware strikeout victim for out number 2. Lake Morris had that off-speed pitch moving away from the right-handed batter. I'm guessing a changeup. Lake got 14 appearances for my alma mater, Belmont, this past year in his freshman year. 6 of those were starts, 30 innings. Struck out 20 batters. Jackson Pruitt stand in as a 7-hole batter, and he's going to take a pitch apparently outside. I am not behind home plate. I'm to the left of the camera angle that you see there, just right around the corner of the pole of the backstop. Nice breaking pitch there that parachutes in for a called strike. Second-year player for the Rhythm. Lake Morris played last year. He's actually wearing his Prospect League Rhythm hat out there. I saw him as he walked off the bus, and I said, that's last year's hat. It's got the Prospect logo on the back of it. I got a couple of those. So did my grandson, Reese Snapka, and down in Mississippi. He's got the navy and the light blue. Cracked out to right field. John Paul Head over and makes a running catch for the final out of the second for the Flash, as Lake Morris is through 2 innings, facing 7 Flash batters. He's not allowed a hit yet. See how long Lake goes in this ball game. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
John Paul Head to lead off the top of the third for Full Count. Facing Wyatt Colvin. John Paul singled and scored in the first. Takes a called strike. Eric Lamb, I don't disagree with that. That first game strike zone looked a little bit sketchy. But maybe he had a bad day. I don't know. Or maybe I just have a bad view of it. John Paul Head fouls one off to the right side. He's down in the count as a AAA autoglass foul ball. There are some vehicles over that way. I have not heard a glass break yet. 0-2 pitch spiked in the dirt. Milo Abramovich, last game's catcher, still with his shin guards on. I wonder if he sleeps in those. I believe I'd be taking those off if I could. Just a hair upstairs. John Paul came into the day hitting .460. 1 for 3 in this game, so that's gone down just a little bit. Base hit right here is that's a AAA autoglass foul ball. Would bring it back up. He has got the highest batting average, and it's not even close among qualifiers. He takes a crack at a ground ball, and he's going to get on an infield single. That ball, he picked it up off the dirt to swing at that one, grounded it down the third base line, and Hayden Jones gloved it, but had no throw. And Head has a leadoff infield single, and that .460 has now gone up as he can get hits in bunches. Actually, I think has the most 4 hit games this year. Swinging and miss by McCarron. Has not had the best passes at the first pitches that he's seen from Henderson Flash pitchers. 5th hit of the ball game for Full Count. Karen had an infield single. That's about where that pitch was at John Paul Head. Grounded down to third base, but McCarron takes it for ball 1. Infield single went into the 5.5 hole between short and third. Gloved by Alex Satterfield, the shortstop, but he didn't have a play on McCarron. Took a couple of years off after high school at Stewart's Creek High School. Then got back playing for a school down in West Memphis. Takes a swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. What's the name of that? Arkansas. Throw over. John Paul back. Arkansas State Mid-South. He actually had committed to Vol State in Gallatin, where I broadcast fall and spring. They got a new head coach, Jim McGuire. Just missed on that pitch. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. Ryan Hunt left to go to Cumberland University, where he still is. Jim McGuire, the former head coach at MTSU, came to be the new head coach at Vol State. Devin McCarron decided to take a couple years off. Ground ball down the third base line. This is going to be another one deep in the hole. Hayden Jones puts his foot in the ground, steps and throws, and retires McCarron. Nice play there by Jones to retire McCarron down to second base. Goes head, and there's one out. I didn't think he had a chance to throw out McCarron on that play, but put a star by it. He stuck his foot in the ground and threw a strike right to Nick Thomas for the first out. Now Jake Merrick at the plate. John Paul Head hoping that Jake will knock him in, his teammate at UAB. Looks at a breaking pitch for a called strike. Jake a little chopper back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. That's out to right center field. That might get down in the gap, and it's going to. Dane DeWeese cuts it off, and John Paul Head had to hold up to see if it was going to be caught. He'll move over to third. Runners at the corners for the Rhythm as Aaron Beeman will come up. So a little flare out to right center field by Merrick. He picks up his second hit of the doubleheader. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout in game one. Aaron Beeman fold on that first pitch. Started to go, and then the pitch started coming at him, and I think it was a defensive swing to make sure the ball did not hit him. He fouled it back. Delivered a line drive single in the left field. Drove in the Framework Athletics first run of the ball game. In his first at-bat, pops this one up, and it might be playable. Over is Thomas, and it's going to hit on the top of the fencing. Andy Lee catches it off of the fence and shows it to our home plate umpire and has a big smile on his face. And Savannah Banana Baseball, it might have been an out, but not here in the Ohio Valley League. Aaron Beeman gets another pitch. Asbury College here in Kentucky somewhere. That's a ground ball up the middle. It could be two. No, it's going to be one only. As Satterfield's only play is over to first base, and Beeman has 2 RBIs. And the Rhythm lead 3-0 on the RBI ground out by Beeman. John Paul Head comes in to score his second run of the ball game, and Jake Merrick moves down to second base. And Blake Carter, who dumped a single into right center field last time up, gets another at-bat with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And he drills one to left field. That is well hit. And that's going to hit right in the middle of the fence out there as Jackson Sparks gets it back in quickly. And that's a long single for Blake Carter. He hammered that pitch.
Number 12, Nate Grell.
And the Rhythm lead 4-0. So a couple of 2-out RBIs by Blake Carter brings up Nate Webb, who is hitless on the day. Takes a pitch below his knees for a called strike. He's 6'3". Got a tall umpire, too. This umpire might be 6'5". Throw over. I was writing something in my book. He's back safe. See, there he is. My wife is not here. And as David Zeladon says in Nicaragua, if she is not here, she must be there. Fouled back. I miss those guys. Alex Montiel, Hada Rubio, David Zeladon, 3 of the Rhythm missionaries in Nicaragua. In the dirt, that is going to be a lost ball in short weeds there. Andy Lee has that one hit off of his chest. Not sure if he was throwing that back down to second base or if he was mad and throwing it to Wyatt Colvin, but a wild pitch will move Blake Carter to second base. Wilmore, Kentucky. Eric Lamb, we're going to have to put you on the payroll. breaking pitch swung on and fouled out. AAA Autoglass foul ball. He's beaten Jay Myers to the information. Jay must not be listening in. Wilmore right outside of Lexington. So Georgetown College is there outside of Lexington as well, just north. And Webb's going to go down as he's backing out of the way of an inside fastball. And he can't believe that is strike 3 called. For the Rhythm scored 2 more on 3 hits. RBI ground out by Aaron Beeman, and an RBI single off the middle of the wall that was feet away from a home run for Blake Carter, but not Nate Webb's day today as he goes down looking on an inside fastball. Left on base 1. No errors on the afternoon evening so far. Full Count leads 4-0. We'll be right back. Thank you again, Eric Lamb, for the geography lesson. I love geography.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
We got teammates everywhere, don't we, Eric? I mean, Eli nearly plunked one of his college teammates in game 1. But I got to keep remembering that he's at Centennial High School, where Ryan Sweeney and just found out that Aaron Beeman is a former, they are the Cougars, right? I believe that's right. I know they got paw prints all over their school over there. The test has landed on my number 2 button on my camera switcher. It looked like it would have hurt me if I'd have pressed it. Drew Eisenberg leads off the third, 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Flash in Henderson, Kentucky, right off the banks of the Ohio River. Blake Morris out for his 3rd inning. Duke Chiefs trail the Fulton Railroaders in their game 1-0. Madisonville Miners 1-0 at Hoptown. Line drive right back where it came from. Eisenberg stayed on the breaking pitch and gets the first hit of the ball game for the Flash, leading off the 3rd. Luke, Blake. Sometimes I like to call him Luke. Might want to be a little bit more prepared for a line drive coming back. He looked very surprised that that ball was coming back in his direction. Now Alex Satterfield for his first at-bat of the doubleheader. And he fights one off and off the end of the bat. Down to the first base coach, and he boots it. E1B coach. Yes, the Cougars, okay. Alex Satterfield, Oakland City University. He's from right here in Henderson, Kentucky. Throw over, and is wild. Gets by Nate Webb down the right field line. Eisenberg's not going to stop at second. He will stop at second. Webb came up ready to fire, but we'll get it back to Stockton, and that's going to be an E1. That moves Eisenberg over to second base on the failed pickoff attempt that I just got done saying. Been a clean day of fielding. And there's the first error of the evening. 4-0 Rhythm lead as Satterfield squares around the bunt, and the pitch came inside. He pulls the bat back and immediately starts shaking his head. No, I didn't go, or it's not a strike, one of those. And the umpire agreed with him. Either way he was thinking. On deck, Hunter Vaughn, the leadoff batter. Squaring again, he pops that one down, and it's going to be foul. Satterfield determined to bunt. He's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cooling off here now. 80 degrees, still feels like 86, but without that sun wearing out my back, it's a lot more pleasant to broadcast this game. Swing and a miss on a ball below his knees, and a Safeware strikeout ends Satterfield's at bat. Second strikeout of the game for Lake Morris. And now 1 out. Hunter Vaughn grounded out to Jake Merrick. A little squibber down the third base line that Merrick had to charge and throw on the run, and was worthy of a gold star on my score sheet. Right on the knees for a called strike. Morris keeping the ball down. Short field here. 315 down both lines, 340 in the alleys, and 370 to dead center field. Only 1 home run in game 1. That was Jackson Sparks. Another wrinkle breaking pitch called for a strike. Sparks in his first at bat as a Henderson Flash player hit a solo home run over the 340 sign, and that tied the game at 1-1. And he delivered a triple. There's another Safeware strikeout on 3 pitches. Sets down Hunter Vaughn. Dane DeWeese will step to the plate. And that was their, I believe, 22nd home run of the year. That's tied full count 22. And I think Fulton also has 22 home runs. Not sure if they had one in their game. As that's popped up, might be playable over his net. Webb to the dugout, but it'll hit the top of the Flash dugout for a AAA autoglass foul ball. Fulton Railroaders had a game the other day, but it was canceled. They also have 22 home runs on the season. So 3 teams now with 22. Paducah Chiefs, I think, have 5 all year. And a nice stop there by Simmons on an inside pitch that nearly hit DeWeese in the feet. I believe the Hoppers might have 9 home runs. According to Game Changer, we'll see what that is. It is 9. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by. It's not Trey Simmons. I keep forgetting it's not Trey Simmons. Aaron Beeman behind the plate. Madisonville Miners. They should have a few. They've got a short field. Only 17. Fastball fouled back. DeWeese thinks he should have gotten that one. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner at second base, 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Full count trying to split the doubleheader after losing 5-1 in game number 1. Teams are tied 3-3. Reach out and just pokes that one foul down the right field line. This is the 7th game of the year between these 2 teams, and they'll play 8. Henderson will host 5 of those 8 because of a scheduling issue on the date that Rhythm were supposed to play the Flash at home. I think might be the next time. Tapper fouled on the third base line, and J.D. Arndt, the third base coach, bent down like he thought he was going to make that. If it had hopped up high enough, he probably would have made a stab at it, but could not. It did not hop up high enough. Two-two count again. Morris continuing to throw strikes, and he throws another one. It's flying down the right field line. It'll be foul. Webb will give a chase. John Paul head, but it will hit off of the top of the fence, stay in the field of play. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And our full count rhythm history lesson in game 1, if you were around for that, you know that these two teams have never played a mercy rule game. In the Ohio Valley League, the Rhythm have not been mercy ruled. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Merrick on 2 hops, gloves. And he throws a strike to Nate Webb for the final out. As Lake Morris pitches around the leadoff single by Drew Eisenberg. And retires the Flash. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left the board. We're 3 through 3. We're scheduled for 7. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
I'm doing that commercial. I know him. That's Zach Williams of the Country Financial, Zach Williams Insurance Agency, and he is going to help us get some insurance runs here in the 4th inning. And Elijah Stockton fouls that one off of our hind catcher, Andy Lee, who doesn't appreciate it. Stockton flew out to center field in his first plate appearance of game 2. This one's grounded on 1 hop to his counterpart, Jackson Pruitt, who throws on to first for out number 1. Stockton now 0 for 2. 1 for 5 on the evening. Parker Staborski swung the first pitch he saw, grounded out to Jackson Pruitt. Zach Williams, the former play-by-play voice of home games for the first 4 years of Full Count Rhythm. He's a real radio guy. Staborski takes the first pitch this time, and it's called strike. Former drive time radio or sports talk show host. Lined foul down the right field line. It gets over the initial fence, a AAA autoglass foul ball. A young broadcaster that did an excellent job. He was very comfortable with the microphone and very comfortable talking all manner of sports. Swing and a miss as Staborski is down on 3 pitches, as I did not get them all up there. And he's the second strikeout victim of Wyatt Colvin. He's retired the first 2 here in the 4th. Nolan Sargent 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, stands to the plate. Zach Williams had to sit out this year. His wife just had a new baby, little Zipporah. So Maddox coming up on his second birthday, and Maggie, Zach's wife, said, I think I need you at home. So Zach started a new insurance agency and had a new baby, and now he's playing daddy to two children's and starting a new business. Nolan just to back away from an inside pitch there. I sure enjoyed broadcasting with Zach. Did home games together, and I did what I'm doing now on the road for the first 4 years. 3-0 pitch. Winks at the outside corner. Nolan says, no, that was not a strike, but I'm going to stand up here and take a look at a 3-1 pitch. John Paul Head is going to get an at-bat with a runner aboard. Ball 4 to Nolan Sargent. First walk of the game by Colvin. John Paul Head, who's 2 for 2 in this ball game. 2 for 4 on the day, has also scored 2 runs. League leading 36 runs scored in now 32 games. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back toward the concession stand. A AAA autoglass foul ball. There are some vehicles back there. But they could call AAA autoglass. Ask for Dylan Doris. He is ready to come out to Henderson and fix your windshield. Probably do it in an hour and 2. That's drilled out to right center field. That will get down and roll all the way to the wall. This is going to score another run. John Paul Head will stand in, and a dudette double for John Paul Head. So he drives in Nolan Sargent and another 2-out RBI. And the Rhythm lead 5-0. League leading 44th RBI is JP is 3 for 3. Now tied in the double category with Hayden Jones, the flash third baseman. John Paul is wearing out the right side of the diamond, or the outfield portion of it anyway. McCarron finally takes the first pitch that he sees. So that 2-out walk comes back to bite Wyatt Colvin. Swinging a foul ball toward the Rhythm dugout. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. John Paul would like to score his 3rd run of the ball game. See if Devin McCarron can pick up the 2-out RBI. Or maybe he can drive himself in as well with his 2nd home run. And line drive off the glove of Alex Satterfield. They're going to hold John Paul at 3rd, and that is Jonas Smithson who is handling third base coaching duties here in game 2. Carson Howard working down at first base as they've done the flippy flop. And now runners at the corners as McCarron gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. As home plate umpire is jotting something down, and I have no idea what it might be. Maybe we had a meeting. Maybe Jonas Smithson had another impromptu meeting down there at third base. The umpires just don't like him talking to people. I don't know if that's it or not. Jake Merritt takes a breaking pitch for a called strike. After 2 are out, top of the order, Nolan Sargent draws a walk. John Paul Head splits the right fielder and the center fielder and drives a double to the wall. That's lined into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Jake Merrick continues the hit wheel here. And another run has come in. Another 2-out knock. Merrick now 2 for 3. It is Merrick's 35th RBI of the year. And that's back-to-back-to-back hits, and that will bring Logan Haslam, the pitching coach for the Flash, out of their dugout. The Rhythm have scored 2 here in this inning after scoring 2 in the first and 2 in the third. Double by John Paul Head, single by Devin McCarron on a laser to the shortstop. Blake Carter wants to know if his parents are watching. So, and your grandparents too? And they're all from the Tri-Cities area, Blake comes over to say? No, they're not. That's not what you told me the last time. What? Blake, let's just have a conversation right here. You can talk right into that microphone right there. Here, I'll turn you up.
Yes, so
There
my
you go. Go ahead.
grandparents.
Yeah, give a little shout out there.
Hey, Grandmama. Hey, Granddaddy. Hey, Grandpa. Hey, Marie. Hey, Nana. Hey, Peppa, Mitch. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Tell them take the ankle weights off.
What Charlie Bozeman say over your ear?
He told me to take the ankle weights off.
He couldn't outrun that ground ball. Blake Carter, he's on deck though. He's hoping to get an at bat here in the inning. We got a new pitcher. Number 25. Go ahead. You go ahead and talk. I'll figure it out.
My grandmama and granddaddy live in Knoxville right now in a condo. But they're from Kingsport. So all the grandparents are from the Tri-Cities. Both my parents are as well.
All right. Blake Carter, who is 2 for 2 in game 2 here so far. 2 ribbies.
2 ribbies.
All righty. And we hope he gets an at bat here. 6'3", 215-pound sophomore. So there we go. We got an in-game interview going right here. So, Blake, tell us about your high school years.
So I went to the Webb School of Knoxville and played football and baseball.
And what position did you play in football?
I played tight end and defensive end.
Okay. And is that 7-man football over there at the Webb School?
No, sir.
You play real? It's not flag? It's not flag football either?
No, sir.
It's real football?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's up and Aaron Beeman going to do here for an encore? He's got 2 RBIs already.
He's putting one down the line.
He's going to
double
down the left field line, says Blake Carter. That's awesome. Eli Gregory in the pitch, says Jay Myers. Jay, you need to bring a chair and sit next to me on these away games. Eli Gregory, a left-hander from Hanover University. First pitch to Aaron Beeman in there for a called strike. Beeman 1 for 2, but he's got 2 runs batted in. Opportunity here with runners on and lines 1 over the party deck down the right field line. AAA autoglass foul ball. Eli Gregory from White House, Tennessee. White House Heritage. That's why Jay Myers knows him. Right down the road. Breaking pitch sails outside. On deck, our interviewee, Blake Carter. Beeman with a solid single in the first inning. Drove in the Framework Athletics first run of the game. Gregory misses outside to the new catcher. Hopefully Logan Harrell's listening in, and along with the Harrell family, we miss you, Logan. Probably going to be out the rest of the year for full count. Swing and a miss by Beeman, and he's down on strikes, and that ends the 4th, but the Rhythm put 2 more on the board.
Looks like we have our first round of some winners for the
As a walk, a double, a single, and a single have driven in 2 runs. So 3 hits in the inning. That's now 10 for the ball game for full count. 2 runners were left aboard. No errors in the inning. 6-0. Full count leads as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Thanks for joining in on the broadcast. Bridget DeLessio is rooting for Jake. We'll be right back after this short break.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Some tight games going on in the Ohio Valley League at other venues. Fulton Railroaders 1-0 over Paducah. It's the Chiefs bat in the top of the seventh. Madisonville 3-0 over the Hoppers at Hoptown. Madisonville just scored 2 in the top of the eighth as Lake Morris back out. Now with a 6-0 lead. There's maybe a pitch right there that Aaron Beeman was not expecting. That we call that the old boxing, that pitch. Ball one. Hayden Jones at the plate takes a called strike, heading to Brescia University after a year at MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University. From Campbellsville, Kentucky. Having a tough day of it today, though. So far, he is hitless. Other than being hit, he was 0 for 3 in game one. Morris gets a swing and a miss there, and now back in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the derisive Jones does not have, he's not hitless anymore. He's pulling the John Paul head as he's going opposite way. Splits first base and second base, so he gets a leadoff single here. And again, the broadcaster jinx if you go for that. Heard recently that Michael Kay of the New York Yankees said that John Sterling said, "If I affect the play on the field by what I say, I am severely underpaid." Jackson Sparks, a strikeout victim to end the first, stands in, takes a pitch, apparently just wide. Lefty on lefty matchup. Hayden Jones now at first base with a second hit of the ball game off of Lake Morris. Drew Eisenberg led off the third with a single. There's a nice curveball. At the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. So some pitchers' duels at the other two venues, Hoptown and Fulton. You don't normally see pitchers' duels at Fulton.
No.
Morris doesn't get the call there. The Rhythm will be back at home tomorrow to take on the Hoptown Hoppers. That's a 7:05 start at Drakes Creek. Host home night as Morris, a ball, a strike, ball and a strike. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson Sparks with Andy Lee on deck. Rhythm only have 3 home games remaining in the regular season. Then the playoffs, they're guaranteed at least 1 in the playoffs. Lined foul. Curved to the right of the first base coach. Count remains 2-2. Appreciate Blake Carter coming over during the pitching change for the Flash, getting on the broadcast. Just missed as Morris tried to pick at that outside corner, but a full count. Ministries full count. Want to make him hit to get on, but not going to happen here. Ball 4 puts 2 on. Ball bounces out of Aaron Beeman's glove, but Jones won't be able to go any further than second base. That's the first walk of the game by Lake Morris. Let's get the walk recorded. Now Andy Lee steps at the plate. He lined out between soft and hard to Elijah Stockton leading off the second. He has not had a great year at the plate. They stopped there by Beeman as it went back through the legs of Andy Lee, who did not move, and he doesn't have to. But it doesn't mean that Aaron Beeman, if he needs to, couldn't move him out of the way physically. But he didn't have to. Ground ball to third, and Jake Merrick's going to step on the base, and he's going to throw a dart backhanded by Nate Webb, and that's a do-dat double play. Finally, just what the doctor ordered for Lake Merrick. As that was tailor-made, as they say. A chopper that was backhanded by Merrick right by the base. He steps on the bag for out number 1. And Hayden Jones is out. Going to bring up Nick Thomas. Strikeout victory. Swings and foul tips that one into the mitt. Thomas grounds 1-2. Stockton. Gloves. Crow hopping a high throw, but Nate Webb able to get up on his tall shoes and coming back down on the base for out number 3. So the first 2 reach, but the 5-3 do-dat double play severely hampers the threat, and a ground out by Nick Thomas ends the threat. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner was left aboard. We are through 4 innings here, scheduled for 7, and the Rhythm lead 6-0. See what we can do against Eli Gregory, the White House Heritage Patriots. Is that what they are? We'll find out. Maybe Jay Myers will let us know. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Ask and ye shall receive. Thank you, Jay Myers. White House Heritage has one of the Team Reese players, Caleb Casey, will be playing hopefully with Team Reese in the Full Count Fall League this next month, I guess, is when that should get started. There's signups available. If you've got a high school player, rising freshman through senior that wants to play about a 10 to 11, 12 game schedule in 5 weeks plus playoffs, go to the Full Count Ministries website and find the Fall League registration. And if he's a really good player, sign him up on Team Reese. Wilson Reese and Tim Reese would be very appreciative. We're tired of losing. We won 4 straight championships, 2016 through 2019, and we've been shut out by the likes of Todd Neal, and who else has won the championship? Blazer, I think, has won 1 or 2. Matt Blazer. We're ready to get back on a roll. Blake Carter just got a piece of that pitch that was down out of the strike zone. Gave his shout outs. Hopefully his parents and grandparents, everybody heard that. If not, they can go back on the on the YouTube and find it whenever they want. It's on there forever. Like 2 for 2 in this game. Takes ball 2. Nate Webb with a cameo. He's going to get in front of the camera there. We got 2 number 12s playing first base today. A little bit of a numerologist. Nick Thomas wears 12. Nate Webb wears 12. Blake Carter wears 4, and he smokes one backhanded by Satterfield. Turns around and throws an air ball to first base. And we'll have to see how Kevin Patton rules that one. He made a great play to get the ball, but then he throws a lollipop to first base. Nick Thomas leapt for it, and he came down, and in his attempt to make the tag, the ball falls out. I don't know that he would have beaten the throw there or not, but Blake Carter is on at first base. We'll check game changer. Nate Webb stands in, and the first pitch he sees is down in the dirt. Carter unable to advance. And they're going to give Blake Carter a single on that. So he's 3 for 3. Maybe we need to do in-game interviews more regularly. Nate Webb should have got on the broadcast as he fouls one and then picks it back up. 11th hit of the ball game. First off of Eli Gregory, the Patriot from White House Heritage. Long pause and delivers a breaking pitch that gets down in the dirt and gets to the backstop. But Blake Carter, he'll take a free base when he gets it. Wild pitch moves Carter down to second. Now in scoring position for Nate Webb. Looking to break out of his funk. He's 0 for the day. Swing and a miss. Strikeout victim in his last plate appearance. He struck out twice today. He's 0 for 5. How about a big knock right here? Drive in a run. Incoming freshman. Just graduated at Pope. John Paul II, now known as Pope Prep. And facing a Full Count Ministries, full count. Baba and Gammy. I think Baba's here. And he draws the walk, gets on the bag. First walk by Gregory. Now brings Elijah Stockton to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Sure, they call him Stock. 5'10", 190 pounds. Gallatin, Tennessee, went to Friendship Christian High School. Eric and Tony Stockton, his parents, Graham, Ellie, and Evan. His brother and sister, brothers and sister. Kimberly Carter, she heard it. The Dorn's checking in on YouTube. Stockton has to move out of the way of that inside fastball, and Gregory's lost the direction of the plate, and Logan Haslam will come out, and he tells Andy Lee, you can go ahead and stay back. I'm going to come out and visit with Eli Gregory by myself. Elijah Stockton has a grandma in Gallatin now. She used to live in Chicago. Papa and Mimi, they both live down in Warner Robins. His mentor, Matthew Franklin. Take advantage of Matthew Franklin as a mentor. I'm here to tell you. Got some great mentors. Brandon Jaggers, the mentor for Nolan Sargent. Drew Robertson for Parker Staborski. Jake Turr, he has nowhere else to go but Doug Dorn. He's staying at their house. Landon Ward is Tanner Sandell, just to name a few. And the visit from the pitching coach didn't work. Ball 3. Parker Staborski is on deck. So after tonight, the Rhythm will play at home. Tomorrow night, the Hoptown, and then the next 2 home games are Saturday nights. Ball 4, Gregory, 4-pitch walk to Stockton, loads the bases. Still nobody out here in the fifth. Infield single by Blake Carter. He hit an absolute screamer. That one hopped into the glove of Alex Satterfield in the hole at shortstop. His throw a little high, and official score Kevin Patton ruled that an infield single. I don't disagree with it. Nate Webb and Elijah Stockton have walked. Parker Staborski offers at the first pitch. That probably was ball one. Parker 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the day. No better time than right now, but Gregory is missing high. Came in relief of Wyatt Colvin, who went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 10 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned, walked 1, struck out 2, faced 22 batters. And now 2 balls and a strike. Whoops. Hit the wrong buttons there. What did I hit, a P? Ball 3. And that would have been ball 4 if Parker doesn't try to swing at that one. Graham Stockton, you say, is a good ball player. Is he in high school? Does he want to play full count fall league? Does he want to be on a winning team? 3-1. It is strike 2. Full Count Ministries, full count to Parker Staborski from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. Gregory winds and delivers. That's ball 4, and Staborski gets the bases loaded walk RBI. And Gregory, out of the 7 pitches that he delivered there, maybe one of those was in the strike zone. Rhythm up 7-0 now. Man, top of the order, Nolan Sargent. Could Nolan Sargent be the first to hit a grand slam? In there for a called strike. Have not used my yard card all day. Guess it wouldn't have mattered in game 1. Nobody hit a home run for us anyway. Now Gregory is staying downstairs with his deliveries. Sargent 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. He's got the bases jammed here. The Rhythm still have not hit a grand slam all year. Is it going to happen here? Strike at the knees. What's going to happen on that pitch right there? That's a good pitch for Eli Gregory. Nate Webb at third. Elijah Stockton down at second. Parker Staborski at first. All 3 of them have walked. Sargent swung at a pitch that looked like it was coming at his throat. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Going to go play for Coach Aaron Bryant for the Cleveland State Cougars, former school for Zane Brown, who was his teammate last year at Belmont. That pitch goes over the top. Good thing Sargent brings the bat down, or well, that might have been a foul ball or a fair ball if it hits in the right spot. All right, Jay Myers, you're going to be my recruiting coordinator. You got a couple of good signees already. Ball 3, Full Count Ministries, full count fall league. Team Reese. We've got Zach Jackson's oldest son, Tyson Jackson, that's signed up. Zach Jackson, former left-handed major league pitcher. Tyson, an excellent player. Full Count Ministries, full count, and another. Ball 4 brings in another run. And now I'm going to call yard card. That is 4 straight walks, and I got to believe that Logan Haslam, somebody's going to come out of that dugout. Maybe they don't have anybody. Well, I know they do. I know Cooper Anderson is ready to pitch tonight. Yard card. If John Paul will get a pitch to hit, and Andy Lee's going to take the bull by the horns, and he's going to go out and have a confab with the left-hander. John Paul Head has singled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third, doubled and scored in the fourth, and I am prognosticating that the right fielder is going to hit a grand slam home run for the first grand salami of the year. He's a rising sophomore at UAB down in Birmingham. He's right around the corner from Vestavia Hills. Paul and Leanne Head, his parents, 1-0 pitch. Ooh. He lines that one out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball. And he gets around on that one a little bit more. And I'm not sure if it had been out of here, but it probably would have driven in some runs. 1-1 pitch. Another one popped up and a AAA autoglass foul ball. It's Gregory, after the talking to by Andy Lee, has delivered 2 pitches over the plate. Working quickly is Gregory, and now the umpire, I believe, is out of baseballs. John Paul, he likes to hear AAA autoglass foul ball. He's staying in the host home of Mike and Andrea Kelly. They should be at the ballpark tomorrow for a host family night. Breaking pitch is going to set down John Paul Head. I lose my yard card, and John Paul is now 3 for 4. The first out of the inning on the breaking pitch that lands on the outside corner. Second strikeout by Gregory. Now brings Devin McCarron to the plate. Takes ball 1. All right, Suze, you ought to pull your yard card now. Oh, what's that? Honey? Okay. Susan says yard card. Been with her for 36 years. I know what she's thinking. If she were watching right now, nothing else would be coming out of her mouth. Yard card. We've had 2 correct yard cards. My grandson, Reese Snapka, all the way down in Caledonia, Mississippi, predicted a yard card by Charlie Bozeman. And McCarron takes a 3-0 as he steps back. And Mike Kelly says, bless her heart. All right, Suze, here you go. The 3-1 from Eli Gregory. Nope, ground ball to second. Could be 2. Flip to short for 1. Over to first base. Suze, don't predict yard cards anymore. That's a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Oy. Well, I guess that's what happens when you think you know somebody. 36 years of marriage, you think you know somebody. But she just doesn't know. But the Rhythm are gifted 2 more runs, and they lead 8-0. That's what's on my score sheet and on my scorecard. 2 runs on 1 hit in the inning. No errors, and 2 runners were left aboard. Now we're headed to the bottom of the 5th, but first, we'll keep it right here. We'll have another full count rhythm history lesson. What should we learn in game 2? Let's go to the score sheets. Let's see how many mercy rule games we had last year for full count. I think we did have a mercy rule loss, although I'm not seeing it on my sheet. We did have 3 mercy rule wins. Of course, that was not in the Ohio Valley League. Nope, looking at the wrong page. I have not done, that's in 2025. We've had 3 mercy rule wins in 2025. 5 walk-off winners last year. Did just get that information looked up. Rhythm were 25-30 a year ago in the Prospect League. 12-15 at home, 13-15 away. This year, the Rhythm have not played as well at home as they played on the road. Let's see if I can pull that up right quick. And it's right there. 10-6 at home, 11-3 away from home. That doesn't count. Now 11-4 away from home. So I thought I had some good information for you about the 2024 mercy rule, but games, but I didn't have it. I apologize. Blake Morris back out. We want to check down at first base, and first base umpire was waiting patiently for the home plate umpire, and first base umpire says he went. Jackson Pruitt 0 for 1. Morris had a long look there as that ball is well head out to center field. Back goes Sargent, and he makes a running over the shoulder catch for out number 1 here in the 5th. Wind starting to blow out to center field, and Pruitt got that one up in the air, but not deep enough. Nice play there by Nolan Sargent. He had a good jump off the bat. Now Drew Eisenberg, who has one of the 2 hits in the ball game off of Blake Morris, steps to the plate. 3 runners have made second base in the ball game off of Morris. Out for what I would expect would be his last inning of work. See how many pitches he's thrown. At 58. Nice wrinkle there for a called strike. Left-handed hitter and a left-handed pitcher. Sparks, Eisenberg, Vaughn, I believe are the only 3 left-handed hitters in the Flash lineup. And Morris tries to bite at that outside corner with a breaking pitch and misses. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. And only 2 hits and 4 and a third. That changeup gets in for a called strike and another Full Count Ministries full count. We'll have another Full Count Ministries verse of the game as we'll finish up James chapter 1. A great, great chapter in the New Testament. Eisenberg does not see a pitch that he could swing at, and he draws a walk. Second time he's reached. Now Alex Satterfield, slick fielding shortstop, steps to the plate. Rhythm still have not hit a grand slam this year. I wonder what the latest is in the season the full count's gone. That's a sharply hit ground ball to Stockton. It'll go to second base. McCarron makes the catch right on the base, and the base umpire says no, he wasn't on it. Stockton went to second base. Josh Carmen's coming out to have a conversation. There's nothing you can say because base umpire is right on the play. McCarron actually stopped as he received the ball from Stockton, and it looked to me like no question that he stood there, but I don't know why he would have stood there. Why would you not have your foot on the base if you're going to stand there? So, but the base umpire, and they're going to rule an error. Now the question said the error's on the second baseman. I don't know how you can call the error on Stockton, although he did drop the ball to begin with, but he had the ball to the second base bag in plenty of time. As now the top of the order, Hunter Vaughn stands in, takes ball 1. So official score says E4. I'm assuming that's on the bobble. And now runners at first and second. Still the double play ball is in order as the pitch goes in the dirt. Nice stop by Aaron Beeman. Keep that ball where he can get to it. Now Morris, he was in trouble with 2 on and nobody out in the 4th. Got a 5-3 do-dat double play off the bat of Andy Lee. But this is the leadoff batter. And Morris has now missed with the first 3 to Hunter Vaughn with Dane DeWeese on deck. I would assume this might be the last batter that Morris faces. They go way too long with that music. You can't hear it because I got the volume down. 4-pitch walk to Vaughn. And the bases are loaded. Third walk of the game, second of the inning. Aaron Beeman will go out and have a chat with Lake Morris, who now is at 69 pitches. Dane DeWeese comes to the plate. Rhythm up 8-0. Have 2 shutout wins this year, 1 shutout loss. Well, they're going to let Lake Morris stay in there and see if he can wiggle off this hook. Facing the second batter in the Flash lineup, Dane DeWeese, is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs to the third baseman. He has grounded out 3 times today to Jake Merrick at third. Yep, like I said, that's not him. They grounded out there. DeWeese grounded out to the shortstop, as now Jimmy Gamboa will come out to have a conversation with Lake Morris. DeWeese was 1 for 2 in game 1. Scored a run. Had a single. Also walked. One of the newer Henderson Flash players. He's leaving Southwest Illinois College, I believe, heading to Southern Indiana University. He's from somewhere. I don't have that information as to where he's from. No, I think he's from Sellersburg, Indiana. I didn't write it down, but I believe I recall seeing that he was from Sellersburg, Indiana. And when the Rhythm and the DuBois County Bombers were going after each other in the last 4 years, on their roster, they had a lot of Sellersburg, Indiana players. Seemed to have been fairly close. So Morris on the mound in the windup position, steps off. That's his one and only disengagement to this batter. I thought maybe he would change and go to the stretch, but he's winding up. And that pitch nearly hit DeWeese in the right foot and snagged by Beeman, the catcher. Aaron Beeman, the new catcher on the squad, with Jonathan Stewart being injured up at Paducah and Logan Harrell being hurt the other day. That's a nice pitch at the knees for a called strike. Aaron Beeman at Asbury College. The 1-1 to DeWeese. That's popped up into left field. Parker Staborski, he's going to make the catch and come in, and his throw is right to Jake Merrick. And Drew Eisenberg has to stay at third base. There was no chance he was going to attempt to come in on that pitch. Now Hayden Jones comes to the plate, and this is a tough batter for full count, but there are 2 outs. He singled to right field the last time. If he just singles, that'd be okay, but just don't want to see him leave the yard and allow Henderson to get back into it. Breaking pitch. I'll get that out on there. Breaking pitch misses down in the dirt. Eric Lamb says home plate ump from game 1 strikes again. It should be out of the inning as a fastball misses inside. And I don't understand that. Devin McCarron looked back like, you got to be kidding me, when that play happened at second base. And I'm not sure what foot the umpire was looking at, but you don't have to have both feet on there, just one. Fouled out of play, AAA autoglass foul ball. As Jones goes after a tough 2-0 pitch right there. There isn't any question he wants to swing the bat. He does not want to walk. Top hitters in the league at the plate. Hayden Jones. A breaking pitch that apparently stayed high. Lake was trying to get that right there at that letters. Now a 3-1 count. On deck, Jackson Sparks. Big pitch right here by Lake Morris. 3-1. Grounded, foul, and a full count. Ministries full count. Another off-speed pitch is he has tried to stay in on with fastballs and the wrinkles over the plate, the breaking pitches. Full count. Ministries full count with the bases loaded. They'll be on the move, or should be, with the pitch. Morris winds and delivers. Ground ball to the right side. That's going to sneak there in the right field. John Paul Head with it, and his throw is cut off. With the runners going, there's no chance to get Alex Satterfield, and Henderson is now on the board. And 8-2 as Jones picks up a couple RBIs. Second base hit by Hayden Jones over between first and second. And maybe they're going to leave Morris in to face Sparks because of the lefty-lefty matchup. Runners at first and third. Ground ball, foul down the first base line. Morris got that pitch up. Hunter Vaughn over at third base. Those are unearned runs, as it was determined that Alex Satterfield reached on the error. And the 0-1 stays down.
No.
So the shutout goes by the wayside here in the bottom of the fifth. Full count trying to split the doubleheader, get the win in game two after dropping 5-1 game one.
No.
Morris just delivered his 80th. Nope. His 81st pitch. Got to be his last batter. Wants to get through 5, I'm confident. 2-1 pitch. Another tapper foul at the plate. Jackson Sparks struck out in the first, walked in the fourth. But his first at-bats of the year in game one of the doubleheader, a home run and a triple, 4 RBIs. He was their Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Another full count. Ministries full count. Hayden Jones will be off from first base. If Hunter Vaughn is, it might be a problem for Henderson, since there's nobody at second. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. And a full count first pitch foul ball. Doing it again. Another full count pitch to Jackson Sparks, and it's ball 4. And the base is loaded again. Second time that Sparks has walked. It's the third walk of the inning, and head coach Josh Carman out. That will end the evening for Lake Morris as he goes 4 2/3 innings. Gives up 3 hits. To this point, 2 runs. They're all unearned. Walks 4. Strikes out 3 batters. Does plunk 1. Faces 22 batters. And the new pitcher on for the Rhythm is being hidden by Josh Carman. Is that J.C. Myers? It is not.
Now pitching for the Rhythm, number 27, J.C.
Oh, okay, it is. I thought the umpire said 2-5, and I'm looking for a 25 on here, and I'm thinking I believe that was Tate Riggs he was actually 24. So it is J.C. Myers, the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, call to the bullpen. JC's parents, Eric and Tina, been watching and listening all day long. Give or take. He's from Columbia State. Now, as soon as I find a sheet, I'll give you all the rest of the particulars. 6'2", 205-pound right-hander. He's from White House, Tennessee. Davidson Academy, a Bear. Brother to Brittany and Alyssa and Ashlyn. His mentor, Evan Jones. And let's get some statistical accomplishments for the right-hander. The Charger at Columbia State. JC on for his 7th appearance of the year. His 6th in relief. 8 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. 4 of those are earned. Walked 5, struck out 6, has plunked 4 batters. A 4.32 ERA, and that's in 9 innings. That's how I compute my ERA, is in a 9-inning ball game, not a 7-inning ball game like the game changer on Ohio Valley League is computing it. Might have to make send an email to Will Cox, the commissioner, and ask why that's happening that way. JC's going to come in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And he will face Andrew Lee, who is hitting under 100 for the year. Todd Neal, I don't know. I don't think I've seen the post that you're replying to. And I know that's the message is not for me anyway. JC slider misses low and away. Andy Lee lined out to the second baseman and grounded into a 5-3 doodat double play. Don't need the double play now, but ground ball will be okay. And we're going to get a hit batter. Andy Lee drives in a run the hard way. That run will be charged to Lake Morris. Another unearned run. Hayden Jones moves down to third. Jackson Sparks moves to second. And now Nick Thomas, the 9th batter to come to the plate, getting a conversation with head coach J.D. Arndt. So that's the 5th batter of the year plunked by J.C. Myers. He ties him with Evan Beckman for 3rd place. Braylon Hall has the most plunking. He's got 8. Tim Dixon with 6. Now left-handed batter Nick Thomas. He's a switch hitter. This is low and inside. Batted right-handed the first 2 times he came to the plate against the left-handed pitcher Lake Morris. Now turns around to bat left-handed against the right-handed thrower J.C. Myers. Looks like he took a little time there and dropped a hammer in there for a called strike. Brings that breaking pitch in. Goes to the backstop and not coming, but they've got that ball hits off of J.C. Myers' head on the throw from the catcher, Aaron Beeman. Runner at third started to come and then decided not to. That's Hayden Jones, and Jackson Sparks, who's at second base, was almost a third. The throw from Beeman looked like it hit J.C. Myers right in the dome, knocked his hat off, carried over to the Rhythm dugout. Rhythm lucky the run didn't score there, maybe 2. That ball's drilled to right field. Back goes Head, and he makes the catch as Nick Thomas put a charge in that one, but right in the area of John Paul Head as they send 9 to the plate and score 3 runs. They're all unearned on just 1 hit in the inning. There were 3 walks in the inning and an error and a hit batter that assisted, but 3 were left aboard. Full Count still has the lead. It's trimmed from the 8-run lead to a 5-run lead. We'll look for some insurance runs brought to you by Country Financial and the Zach Williams Insurance Agency when we return on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Top of the 6th, we're scheduled for 7 innings here in game number 2. And a new pitcher on for the Henderson Flash, Seth Galloway, a right-hander from Berea College. She's from right here in Henderson, Kentucky. The PA man said Berea. I've never heard it called Berea. I may be wrong. Maybe he's right. He's from Kentucky. He ought to be right. But I've never heard it called Berea. I've always heard it called Berea College. But he will be on to face 4, 5, and 6 of the Full Count lineup. Jake Merrick, Aaron Beeman, and Blake Carter to face the new right-hander. Merrick takes a called strike at the knees. Merrick's 2 for 3. He had an RBI singles last time at the plate. In the 2-run 4th inning, the Rhythm have scored 2 runs in every inning except the second. That totals to 8 for those of you not especially good at math. We are in the 6th inning. Sliced foul off the screen. Stays in the field of play. Galloway gets ahead. Eli Gregory goes an inning and a third, gives up 1 hit, 2 runs. They were earned, walked 4, struck out 2. Faced 8 batters. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. He stuck his glove up, didn't even look at it. Underhands over to Nick Thomas for out number 1. That was heading for center field. Galloway just stuck his glove up there and it went right in there. Merrick is grounded out to the pitcher twice. Now Aaron Beeman steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3, got a couple of RBIs. Takes a strike at the shins. I guess that's what happens when you have a tall umpire. Can't get down there and see that. It's popped up to shallow right field, and out goes Jackson Pruitt, the second baseman, who makes the catch for out number 2. Couldn't see through the swarm of people. But finally saw Pruitt emerge with the baseball. I am not in a press box. I'm sitting out at a table. Forgot my regular table, forgot my regular chair, didn't bring my normal extension cord. I was unprepared for today. Blake Carter takes a pitch. This one at the shins was called a ball. Blake is 3 for 3. He's perfect on the day in game 2. That's 5 hits to make it 6 as he slams one down that left field line. Cut off by Jackson Sparks, the left fielder, gets it back in to the infield quickly. Have you a day, Blake Carter, 6 hits on the day. So he gets a 2-out knock. Now let's see if Nate Webb maybe he can lose one here. Who's got a yard card left? Anybody got a yard card out there? Mike Harrell, you got a yard card. Todd Neal, you got a yard card. They're free. We're just giving them away here. Somebody call yard card as Nate Webb fouled one. Straight back. Tim Dixon got the other yard card. I believe it was Charlie Bozeman both times who hit home runs. As Reese Snapka, my grandson, got the first one. Tim Dixon the other night called yard card on Charlie Bozeman's 2-run home run. And Bozeman made prognosticators out of Reese Snapka and Tim Dixon. Both of them have something to do with me. Reese is my oldest grandson, and Tim Dixon's staying in my house this summer. Left-hander out of North Central University in Minneapolis. That's the pitch that Webb has taken for, I think, a called strike 3 twice, right underneath the armpits. Nope, not a called strike 3. I know the last one was, but one of them was probably a strike 2. 1-2 pitch. He got a healthy cut at that one, but just missed it, fouls it off. AAA autoglass foul ball. Eli Gregory played for Team Neal. Did he win a championship, Todd? Nice layoff there by Webb. His slider, it stays down. Number back up the middle. Gloved by Satterfield, and he'll step on the base for out number 3. So no yard card used. And a fielder's choice for Nate Webb. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. The Rhythm holding on to an 8-3 lead. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network on YouTube and Facebook.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Fulton Railroaders shut out the Paducah Chiefs 1-0 at Fulton. Who was the Fulton pitcher that did that? Hughes, Brady Davis, and Melville. 6 innings by the starting pitcher, 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 8. Brady Davis from Ball State, 2 innings of no hit, no run, 2 walk, 1 strikeout baseball. Melville came in and got his 3rd save of the year. Gave up a hit, struck out 2 as the Roaders pick up the win. They moved to 15-16. Paducah falls to 17-13. As J.C. Myers back out to face Jackson Pruitt. Here in the bottom of the 7th, breaking pitch misses maybe a little upstairs. Eli Gregory, a big part of Team Neal's championship. Gregory can't get the call on the check swing from Jackson Pruitt. Is 0 for 2. Couple of flyouts to center and right. Don't want to put the leadoff batter on. It's throwing strikes, and the breaking pitch sails high. JC came on in relief of Lake Morris. As the PA man playing the music again. It is salty music. Breaking pitch, 4-pitch walk. And I don't know how long Josh Carmen will go with. Ball's out of the strike zone. Might give JC at least another batter here, but I got to believe there's somebody warming up. JC doesn't seem to have the dialed in to the strike zone here. There's a fastball right in for a called strike. When you have a lead like the Rhythm have right here, don't want to see walks. Make them hit it. Good hitting team, but still going to get themselves out 7+ times out of 10. There's a ground ball slowly hit to Stockton. He's going to throw on to first base. 4 out number 1. Down to second goes Pruitt. No chance of trying to turn 2 there or even trying to get Pruitt on the force out. Alex Satterfield will stand in. He's 0 for 2. Reached on what was deemed an error gave it to Elijah Stockton, who delivered a good throw to Devin McCarron. And he takes a high breaking pitch for a called strike. But the umpire said that Devin McCarron did not step on second base as he caught the throw from Stockton. Throw was a good throw. But hard for me to believe again that McCarron would not have been standing on second base. He actually stopped when he made the catch, but maybe he thought he had his foot on the base and he didn't. That breaking pitch sails right across the corner. Called strike, 1-2. Madisonville Miners also pitched a shutout, 3-0 at Hoptown. Only 6 hits in the ball game for either team. Swing and a foul tip into the mid, and that's a Safeware strikeout. Great job by J.C. Myers to come back and get Eisenberg and Satterfield. That's the first strikeout of the ball game by J.C. Let's see if he can finish this inning. Now, the top of the order, Hunter Vaughn is 0 for 2. He drew a walk and scored. Tapped this one foul at the plate. Vaughn from Campbellsville, Kentucky, plays his baseball at Pensacola State. See who got that shutout for Madisonville. That was a 3-headed monster there as well. Owen Boswell. I stopped by Aaron Beeman behind the plate. Is that Aiden Butts and H. Scott for Madisonville? I don't know who that is. 3 hits given up by the starter, Owen Boswell. Well, it says he gave up 1 run. That pitch sails to the backstop over the head of Beeman. Oh, I'm looking at the hoppers. Caden Wooldridge, a 9-inning shutout. Down to third goes Pruitt on the wild pitch. Wooldridge, 112 pitches in that 3-hit shutout. That's a lot of pitches. A lot of pitches. Ground ball to second. Nice hop up for Stockton. He gloves and throws on to Webb. For the final out, J.C. Myers gets out of damage after the leadoff walk. Couple of ground outs to Stockton at second and a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base. We are headed to the seventh. Rhythm with an 8-3 lead, trying to get the split of the doubleheader. We'll be right back after this short break.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Elijah Stockton leading off for the Rhythm here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging and grounding to shortstop Satterfield. Gloves throws on the run for out number 1. Stockton now 0 for 3 in game 2. It's 1 for 6 on the day. Parker Staborski will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Walked with the bases loaded, drove in a run in the 5th. Nolan Sargent did the exact same thing in the 4th inning. Staborski with a called strike. I don't think I got his family in the broadcast yet. Scott and Adele Staborski. Got an older brother, Charlie. Grandpa and Grandma in Newbern, North Carolina. And Granddaddy and Nana in Hickory, North Carolina, staying in the host home of Andrew and Autumn Robertson. Did tell you that Drew Robertson, former Full Count Rhythm two-way player, pitcher and outfielder, is his mentor. Down in the count 0-2. Starts to go, but it holds up. The first base umpire, he went ahead and gave his opinion before ever being asked. As soon as that pitch went down, nobody asked, and he puts his hands out safe. But Staborski's going to go down looking on that pitch at the knees. Delivered by Seth Galloway in his 2nd inning. That's his first strikeout, and the first 2 quickly retired here in the 7th. We got to get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We'll do that after this half inning as Nolan Sargent swings at the first pitch he sees. It fouls it off in the AAA Autoglass foul zone. Do we have a full moon tonight? All of a sudden, I'm looking over the flash dugout, and that looks like a full moon to me. Beautiful. White. Thankfully, the weather has held off here and have not had any issues with rain. John Paul Head on deck. He'd like to get another at-bat. He's got 3 hits and 4 plate appearances. He'd love to. I think he's got 4 hits in a game 3 times already, as Sargent was looking to go downtown right there and give the Rhythm the home run lead in the league. Nolan does not have a long ball yet. 2-2 pitch from Galloway. This is low and inside. Got some hardy fans that are still here at the ballpark. Sitting in the second row of 4 rows back on either side. They're season ticket holders. Full Count Ministries, full count to Sargent. Rounds one up the middle. Satterfield, he's not. Gloves and throws Sargent out. I don't think Nolan agreed with the call, but that umpire is not going to give the Rhythm anything. I wouldn't expect. He hadn't all day, so nice play by Satterfield. And umpires, they're paid for out calls and not safe calls. So it was not egregious, and you probably couldn't see it on the broadcast, but slowly hit ground ball up the middle. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to keep it right here and have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game to finish up the day. We are still in James chapter 1. It is the final verse of the book of James, first chapter. 27 says, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. It's a good word right there, and it finishes off a great chapter in the New Testament. Chapter 1 of the book of James. And now we got to find us a Chick-fil-A Rivergate player of the game. And right now, without even looking, I'm going to have to say,
Number 40.
as we do have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. But I got to go with Blake Carter, who's 4 for 4. He's got a 4-hit ball game. 4 for 4, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored. And Blake Carter is going to be our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Rhythm have, I believe, 12 hits. Let's see, 4, 10, 11, 12 hits. They only show 11 on the scoreboard, but I've got 12 on my score sheet. 8 runners left aboard as Roman Petricka is the new pitcher on for Full Count. Not a save situation. J.C. Myers goes an inning and a third. Todd Neal's got a suggestion for the next Full Count Ministries verse of the game. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Flash as Petricka's coming in just throwing BBs. 0 and 2 is Dane DeWeese, who's 0 for 3. Let's see if he can deliver on the third pitch. He does. That's a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night, and a Safeware strikeout to begin the bottom of the 7th. DeWeese now 0 for 4. And Hayden Jones, who's 2 for 2, steps to the plate. 0 for in game 1. But he's got 2 RBIs. Stands in, looks at a breaking pitch, takes it for a called strike. Roman, 6'1", 190-pound transfer from Vanderbilt to Western Kentucky University. Be a redshirt freshman, and he's thrown 5 pitches in this inning and picked up 5 strikes. He's from Mount Juliet High School in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Communications major, the son of Stephen Petricka in Wolverine, Michigan, and Melody Petricka in Greenville, Kentucky. Asen is his brother. Grandpa's up in Wolverine, Michigan. Josh Smith is his mentor, and he has a 1-ball, 2-strike count at Hayden Jones, who swings and misses. Ball comes out of Beeman's glove, and he'll throw down to first base to complete the Safeware strikeout. But Nate Webb gets the putout, and Aaron Beeman gets the assist. 2 struck out here to begin the 7th. The Rhythm trying to get their 22nd win against 10 defeats. And Jackson Sparks swings at the first pitch and fouls it off the screen. Struck out in the first, was walked in the 4th and the 5th. Again, Full Count trying to split the doubleheader. Lost game 1 5-1. And Patricia is a strike away from finishing this game off. Delivered to Jackson Sparks. Sparks gets out of the way of that inside breaking pitch that misses inside. One-two pitch coming from Roman Patrick on for a 7th appearance. A broken back ground ball to first base coach. Jackson Sparks will have to get a new twig. This is the 4th relief appearance for Patricia. 13 in the 3rd innings, giving up 8 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of those earned. Has walked 12, struck out 13 batters, has plunked 2. And a 0.68 ERA like Eli Lamb, and a swing and a foul ball straight back. Sparks remains in the count. I'll have to read your life verse. I don't know it off the top of my head. Todd Neal, glad you're joining us here at the end of game 2. Just down. First time that Aaron Beeman has caught any of these catchers, I would assume, other than Dawson Sweeney. Blake Morris, 4 2/3 innings. Believe he should get the win. That would be his first win of the year. I believe you have to pitch the 4th inning in a 7-inning game, and he got through 2 outs into the 5th. 3 hits, 3 runs that were not earned, walked 4, struck out 3. Did plunk a batter. 2-2 pitch is down low. Not a Full Count Ministries full count. Patricia struck out the first 2 he faced here in the 7th. Again, not a save situation. Full Count back at home tomorrow night to take on the Hoptown Hoppers. Before going back on the road against Madisonville, and a 2-out walk puts Sparks on base. He's walked 3 times in the ball game. Now I know it. That's a good one right there. Andy Lee, also known as Andrew Lee, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and an RBI, stands in. And he nearly got plunked with that fastball. Thought it was going to come in close. Nick Thomas waiting on deck, the switch hitter. Breaking pitch misses outside. Rhythm scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th to take an 8-0 lead. Gave up 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the 5th. And lead 8-3. Runner taken off, and this could end the ball game. And but guess who's making the call? He's in there. Well, a strike called. Did not hear the call. So a stolen base by Jackson Sparks. I don't know that that's a smart decision. Fly ball out to right field. This should end it. John Paul Head gets under it and makes the catch, and this one belongs to the Rhythm. 8-3 victory for the Full Count Rhythm. Ends the doubleheader as the Rhythm get the split. Winning pitcher should be Lake Morris, who goes to 1-0. And the losing pitcher, Wyatt Colvin, who falls to 2-1. No save in the ball game. A game that takes 2 hours and 14 minutes. The Rhythm moved to 22-10. The Flash fall to 16-14.
Seth Galloway, he reports to the press box following the team meeting. Seth Galloway,
As the Rhythm will get on the Anchor Transportation bus and head back to Framework Athletics with the victory. Tonight, for John Smithson, Director of Ministry for Full Count, and head coach and general manager Josh Carmen, This is Tim Reese saying good night. Thank you for watching another edition of Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. God bless you, everybody.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm Baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here on the Full Count Broadcast.